Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Google Classroom. This is grade 5 Science Studies. Hopefully you are all doing well and enjoy your break. And today we will start with our science lesson for grade 5. This is your workbook, science workbook, and we have almost done all the MCQs. Now we will move towards the section B, which are made up of short answers and questions. So girls and boys, we have here some questions which are short questions, and these are related with our topic or chapter, that is matter and its physical properties. Now let's start with the first one. Name the physical properties described below. The measure of how readily the heat flows through a substance. What do we say that? The flow of heat is called as heat conductivity. So here we will write it as thermal or heat conductivity. Next question is about the solubility of a substance and its physical appearance. So the question is the measure of the ability of a substance to allow the light to pass through it. So usually we have many matter types which are solid and which are letting the light to pass through them, and most of the time we say they are transparent. So here the ability of the substance to allow the light to pass through it is called as transparency. Now our next question of page 24 is the ability to return to the original shape and the size of the object after being bent, stretched or compressed is what? So that is what we have studied in our chapter during our subjective you can say study. We have gone through the property that was elasticity. This elasticity is related with the compression, stretching and bending. So this was done. Now there is another question for you. This is also related with the physical properties. So let me read this for you. For each of the following, name the physical property possessed by the substance, that is, which make it for the suitable use. Concrete is used in the construction of building because of its physical property, which is strength. And B part is ammonium salts are used in the chemical fertilizers because ammonium salts are usually soluble in water, so they are behaving as good fertilizers. C is aluminium is used in the making of overhead electrical cables because it is a good conductor of electricity, and metal as well. So that is how it is used in the making of overhead electrical cables. Fourth one is helium is used in the weather balloons. Okay, helium is having low density, so that is why it is used as balloon. Our third question is again related to the physical properties. Let me tell you what is the question. This is page number 25. Explain why the blackboards are not scratched by the chalk but scratched by the sand embedded in the chalk. Since the blackboards are very harder, so they are usually used and they are harder than the chalk, but sand is harder than blackboard. That is why we are using chalk for blackboard, and they are not scratched by the chalk, but if we use the sand embedded in the chalk, they will be scratched easily. So this is how the physical property of hardness and you can say scratching of materials is used to identify which material is suitable and which is not. Now we are here with another question, that is fourth question of page 25. Aziz carried out experiment to find the melting point of substances X, Y and Z. His results are shown in the table below. Substance X has a melting point of 28 degree, Y is having the melting point of 34 and Z is having the melting point of 112. At what temperature will the question is at what temperatures will the substance X exist as solid? So solid can be existed at more than 20. So at any temperature which is below the 28 degree, the substance X will be existing as solid. B is, what is the minimum temperature for substance Y to exist as a liquid? So at the high temperatures, all the solids they start melting. So the minimum temperature which can be used or which can be for making the substance Y to exist as liquid is 34. Last question of this page is, will the substance C melt when placed in boiling water? Give a reason. Answer is no, it will not melt because boiling point of water is 100 degree and substance has a melting point of 112 degrees Celsius. So boys and girls, again this is a matter of all physical properties. If you have in mind what is melting point, what is boiling point, what is thermal conductivity and what is hardness and strength, what is solubility and what is the electrical conductivity, what about the density and heat conductivity, then we can give the answer to each and every that question which is important and related. Now that is how we can use the physical properties to identify, to relate the things together, and for this it is very important to learn all the physical properties, to learn about, to remember whatever is needed for the strength of certain materials and whatever certain materials are and wherever they are used, why they are selected for such purposes, why we use only aluminium and metals for making some hard substances, and why do we use the strong substances and hard substances for making and construction of the bridges and grills. So we will inshallah do revise them again during our physical classes, and that is all for today. Do your work and submit it timely in the Google Classroom. Allah Hafiz.